All right. Well, that's one series out of the way. Let's get to the other one. Like I said, we got 17 days away from the Memorial Cup. We got basically the final set in all three leagues. We just had Brandon preview the OHL series, so now we're going to head to the WHL. He's a sports reporter for the Medicine Hat News, and he's here to cover Medicine Hat and Spokane. Welcome in, James Tubb. James, how are you tonight?
Doing good, fellas. Doing good. How are you?
Very well.
We're doing all right. It's the weather's warming up, and it's not Medicine Hat weather, as I'm known, the heat wave that comes when all year it seems, but it's it's turning, and we're getting ready for finals as you are, right?
Yeah, it was 28 on Saturday. Like not playoff weather, but it was finals weather, which is the best part.
Absolutely. All right, I guess I'll start here. I mean, two highest scoring offenses in the WHL this season. You've got the McKenna Weisblatt Ritchie line with 77 points in 3 games. The Van Holm, Catton, Christel, 99 points in 15 games. Are we in for a shootout in this final, or what are we in for? Time to be a goalie?
It's a bad time to be a goalie. Coaches everywhere are going to be sweating this series. It has a feeling of it is either going to be a shootout and a track meet, or it's going to be close games, right? Of two teams that, you don't want to make the mistake, whether it's taking a penalty or giving a turnover up and going the other way, because they are going to score. So it is, it's kind of easy to say, but I think it could go either way. I don't think we'll have any 5-3 games. It'll be blowouts, or it'll be 3-1 with an empty netter.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're obviously covering, the Tigers. How special has it been to be able to watch a player like Gavin McKenna just progress and grow since becoming a junior?
It's pretty special. I mean, I try to get to as many practices as I can in the morning, and not because I like being at the rink at 9 a.m. every single day. It's watching him and seeing the steps that he can take, and he has taken some really big steps. And it's whether it's his foot speed, his shot, or playing defense. And at the start of the year, he wasn't on the penalty kill. Now he is. Last year was a negative in his stats, and was a positive this year, or a plus in a big way. And obviously the offense helps, but it was just the steps that he took to get better all around, and it's paid off. And everyone has seen it on the highlights, just what he can do when he's playing his full game. It's unreal. And when he has his back to the net, it's you don't know what he's going to do, whether it's the basketball move he did against Prince Albert or setting guys up. It's a lot of fun right now, Kevin McKenna.
Yeah, and I mean, luckily I've had blessed with a newborn, so I've been watching a lot of CHL playoffs, like more than I probably should, staying up till 2:00 in the morning. I didn't learn my lesson last year with Edmonton, but I watched the Calgary Medicine Hat game for the division. I watched the Lethbridge series. I watched all of it, and it just seemed like both teams, especially Medicine Hat, you turn away, you do something, you come back, and they've scored 3. Like, they just score in bunches. And the same with Spokane. Like, what does Spokane have to do against Medicine Hat against Spokane? Like, is this whoever shuts down the lines I just talked about has the best chance to win this series? Like, neither one of these teams are one-line teams, are they?
No, I don't. I wouldn't say. I think Spokane, obviously, their top line gets all the attention, as it should. Those are 3, 2 NHL prospects, and Shea Van Olm is right there if he's not. And, that gets a lot of attention, but they have depth in their lineup. Mathis Preston is one of the best 16-year-olds in the league. Probably should have won Rookie of the Year if it wasn't for Landon Dupont, right? It was kind of that year for the rookies, but, they have depth in their lineup. And same with the Tigers. They have depth galore. And I think it is going to be who wins the special teams. Spokane's penalty kill hasn't really been great these playoffs. They're running at 60% or around 60% right now. So that's something they're going to have to work on. But, if for the Tigers, I think you just have to keep Spokane to the outside. They like a lot of the net front. And I'm just going back to January and a bit of the playoffs I've seen. They like getting the slot passes and, the one-timers that work a lot in the slot area there. And, can you control that? Can the defense step up and limit that? And the other way, I think, well, actually both ways, pardon me, it is limiting those rush chances that turn into, Tigers scored twice in 6 seconds in a series here in the playoffs. You can't have that, right? You have to limit these chances. And if you give up 1, don't give up 2 or 3. It is just give up 1 and try to rebound. So I think it'll be a lot of containing momentum between two teams that can just thrive on any little bit of momentum.
I think a lot of people were surprised when they announced the host for the Memorial Cup last year, because for next year, I mean, you look at a player like Gavin McKenna, you want him to kind of be the face of the Memorial Cup. Do you think that lit a fire under the team's ass? Pardon my language. I know. I think we're allowed to say that word.
We're allowed to say that word.
Do you think it kind of lit a fire under their butts to be like, like, you didn't want us there next year? Look what we can do this year.
Absolutely. One of the first answers was from head coach Willie Desjardins, and he said they can choose who hosts it. They don't get to choose who plays in it, and they built off. It was a banger.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah. Willie's good with his words, and they went off it, right. They took it as motivation. Kelowna came in here on a Tuesday, and the game was closer than I expected. I forget what the final score was, but there was a lot of energy built up for that one, and the players on Kelowna this year had no impact on that. But it was just the moment of they recognize the roster that they have, and we're going to have next year, and it really feels like a missed opportunity from the Canadian Hockey League. And we're going to see how it pays off this offseason. Is Kelowna going to have the offseason of a lifetime? They have to, right? They're going to have to build a roster that's worthy of hosting the Memorial Cup. They're going to put on a really good event. I can't wait. It's going to be a concert. It's going to be great. I hope the Tigers make it there to see it. Let's see if they build the roster. The Tigers already had that, and I think, there's if they can make it to Rimouski this year, and that's a big if. The Tigers they're gonna show why they should have been hosting the Mem Cup next year.
So with Everett was the number one team in the league all year, and in that U.S. division, and Spokane kind of comes out of it. What is I know you probably can't speak to Spokane, but they haven't been to a final since 2008. Tigers haven't been to a final since 2007. In the old rink, now they're in the new rink. Like, what is the appetite for this WHL final? I think you shared the ticket line. Like, is it the same? Now, forgive me, I'm not sure how long you've been in Medicine Hat, but is it the same kind of culture and excitement that it was in the old rink downtown, as opposed to the one in Co-op that is a little bit farther out than down? Yeah. Is it the same kind of, like, here, everywhere you go, everyone's talking Wildcats? Is it the same feel as it was in that downtown rink in 2007 as it is now, with the appetite being so long before a final?
I can't speak to 2007. I'll be honest. I moved out here in 2021 from Ontario, but just from what I've gathered talking to people and just being in the city, from covering an 11-win team with the Tigers in 21-22 to this year, it is everywhere in this city. There's flags everywhere. There is, there's a buzz everywhere you go. I went grocery shopping this weekend, stop and chats galore, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to talk to Tigers, and it is just taking over the city in a good way. And it is, I think Co-op Place, while it will never be the arena, that's fine. It can hold more people. We're seeing the crowds are pretty electric here in the playoffs. They've got Welcome to the Jungle back now, and they're just, they're embracing it, and they're really enjoying it. And, the tickets as of this point, I believe it's just overflows available left for game 2. So we'll see if season ticket holders don't pick up theirs, if there's some opening up. But it's going to get close to a sellout, which we don't exactly know what the sellout number is in Co-op. It seems to change, but it's going to be a full crowd here. And I think there's a lot of excitement. It was going to be regardless of whoever they played, but for a Spokane team that's high flying, there's a lot of excitement.
Obviously, the last one for me, Medicine Hat goaltender Harrison Megan lost his dad earlier in the second round, I believe. First round
pre-playoffs. It was
pre-playoffs.
Yeah,
that's what it was. He's 10-0. We talked to Brandon Caputo of the OHL. Elliott's 11-0. We got a guy that's undefeated. Like, just talk about the playoffs that Harrison Megan is having. And you look at a team like that, and when you have high-end teams, everyone's like, well, the goaltender doesn't have to be great. You just got to stop the puck. And then that's not always the case. They have to be a great goaltender to continue to play at a high level and pressure games. So just speak to him and how he's battling through this in what is probably a bittersweet playoff run for him.
Yeah, I can't imagine what the Menigan family is going through and has been through these last couple of months. And, for Harrison, yeah, it was that game 68 in Calgary. They had to win to clinch the conference, and they did it. And then obviously learned the tragic news. And I think it bonded the team together in a way that they never would have wanted to, but it did. And it's done positive for the team. For him, he's really locked in more so than ever. And, we aren't able to talk to Harrison as much as we would have liked. And, just he's not available for media, and that's fine and completely understandable with his situation. But for him, the first game is shutout, and then he's recorded 2 shutouts in these playoffs. And just for him, he looks locked in and he looks steady. And, it's a new side of him. And as a 20-year-old in the playoffs, that's what you want from your goaltending. And, they had Jordan Switzer, the backup, came in for 2 games while Harrison was returning, from time with his family, and it didn't really affect the Tigers. So they've got the goaltending they need. And as you mentioned, I don't think he's, he hasn't had the year Austin Elliott has had, which is it's crazy in London, the former WHLer. But no, I think Madigan's ready for the task here in the finals.
Yeah, so last one, I guess, before we wrap it up here. Where do you see the series going? Who's you maybe have a little bias there, but who do you see representing the Tubb in Rimouski?
I think that's hard. It's going to be a really hard series. I think it's one that it's going to be won in game 6 or 7. I don't think it'll be crowned in Spokane. If it is, I would be surprised a bit. But I mean, I've been surprised the Tigers have finished as early as they have, just because of how good the teams have been. I'll pick Tigers in 6. I just think with the weapons that they have, the potential looming returns, which we don't know yet, of an Andrew Basha, Caden Lindstrom, right? If they can work into the series.
Yeah.
And I only bring it up because we don't know either here yet. So it's, if they can make it in, that's going to deepen that lineup even more. And, what that'll do. Yeah, it would add some real firepower. Yeah. You do, right? We haven't seen Caden Lindstrom since last April, Andrew Basha since December. So I think if those 2 can get in, then it'll help the Tigers a lot. But I still think 6. I think Spokane's got enough offense that they could really take a game or 2. And, Dawson Cowan, maybe he steps up in net and takes over a game if he has to, right? So that's what my prediction would be, is Tigers in 6.
Yeah, I just love 7-game series. just for the, I said it, with Brandon, just for the theatrics, and it is such a tough series to predict. And as a fan of Moncton, we're hoping to be there in Rimouski, and it's like, who would you rather face? But I think it's from an entertainment value, you want to see Gavin McKenna.
Yeah.
Right. So I think I'll go with Medicine Hat in 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Sorry, what?
If it goes 7, Willie Desjardins is 3-1 in game 7. So the Tigers they'll take a game 7.
Yeah, I've got them in 6. I kind of almost forgot it was a 2-3-2 series, because a lot of other ones are 2-1, 2-2-1-1 even out here, which usually we have 2-3-2s as opposed to the other way. But yeah, I just think, like I said, every time I watched Medicine Hat against Calgary or Lethbridge or Swift Current, it was just like teams would get a lead and then bang, bang, bang. Medicine Hat's up 3-1, and you're like, well, that's over. I guess I'm going to bed. Like, it was crazy how they can just turn it on a dime. And I mean, I'm lucky enough to be going to Rimouski, so I would like to see Gavin McKenna play live. So I think that factors into the decision, but I won't be surprised if Spokane at least gets this thing to 7. I guess, yeah, just last one for you. Like, if people want to continue from here and follow your coverage on this series, where can they find you? Are you going to Spokane, and are we going to see you in maybe 2 weeks in Rimouski?
I am going to Spokane. Got that sorted out today, and that'll be fun. And we'll see how things work out. If I can make it to Rimouski or not, I'd love to. I've never been to Quebec, so I think that'd be great. And you can find me on Twitter at Reporter Tubb, or just by searching the Medicine Hat News, and I'm the sports reporter there. So that's all the coverage is coming from me, and yeah, that's where people can check it out.
Perfect, James. We really appreciate you taking the time this afternoon in Medicine Hat, and go enjoy the beautiful weather there.
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Hey, friends, did you just enjoy that video? Now you can get more of that with the Wildcast Podcast YouTube channel. Subscribe. You're going to get a podcast every Wednesday. You're going to get a post-game interview after each and every home game. Click that subscribe button. Click the little bell. Make sure you don't miss any content.